What's up, everyone? I was just gonna relax for the day, right? And then I'm like, you know what? Let me read some more on Marathon. Finding out that something I didn't notice when I was making my previous video because I just saw the trailer and I went to react to it and had that going. They're viewing this game as a premium title, meaning that they're not going to have a PvP focused game be free to play. It's going to be full price because Bungie's too precious, and so is Sony's identity. So they're going to try the Concord method again with Helldivers. They did the same thing too, where they're going to see the game as premium. So what? They're going to do the 39.99 method. I think this is what they're saying. They didn't say full price like it says right here, but what it does say is that we will announce details this summer. So yeah, it's not going to be free to play. Otherwise, they would have told you that right there. The beta is going to give you some questions. It's good that they did a beta because then they can get some answers. But I think we're going to get a lot of questions answered in that beta. Personally, me, I'm not interested in the game, but I'm looking at how Sony's handling things. And I'm going to say that the competition in the market that you're trying to extract people from, you know what I mean, is going to be very tough with a price tag on it when they can just download those games that they don't want to let go of. We talk about shooting, definitely FPS. And it's good that you now have some type of FPS from buying Bungie on your side because you literally don't have that in the PlayStation community. It's all a bunch of third party cinematic movie rush, standard zoom in, getting cover like this, have a little side character that's talking to you. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot in the Sony world, and those games are good, but it's like I see what you're trying to do now, but now you realize how hard this is. Like if you're trying to do this type of game too, definitely the extraction shooter, which is very niche, you're gonna have to take the whole world. And it would have to be somebody like the Bungie that we used to know back then. Bungie now, no, because it's not doing it. You're not taking all over, trending all over Twitter. Everybody's excited and getting ready to get a console like they would to go, when Halo was hot, you know what I mean? Or even Destiny, because that had some type of flair to it as well. No, you screwed up. You should have been making Destiny 3 and should have redeemed what you promised with the first two, but you didn't do that. Ever since Sony has got them, right? Ever since they've spent that what 3.6 billion or whatever they spent, I have not seen anything positive come out of Bungie. Live service expertise, where's that at? All those canceled games, mistakes. They canceled The Last of Us because they didn't think they would be able to work on the game they're working on now. Intergalactic. That doesn't make any sense to me. You could have paused The Last of Us Online because that's would have been the only good live service game. It's like you make these decisions to do all these live service games, but yet you're not hitting the home run on any of them. You were good at what you were doing. You should have balanced um, this type of focus. Bungie, I can understand because they've been doing that, but it seems like Bungie's washed up now, out of ideas. It just looks like a blend of the greatest hits of Bungie, but now even more limited because I'm forced to do PvP. I don't have a PvE, I don't have a campaign, I don't have none of that. It's all stripped down. Like, and you're putting a price on it. That's a huge mistake because usually people want to pay for something that's going to be for something that because we're not in the 360 era, Bungie. For something that's going to have like co-op campaign, updates and cosmetics with that, and the multiplayer as an addition, because that's a more complete launch that you would expect from Bungie. Even at the beginning of Halo 1, before they even blew up, they had a campaign and local multiplayer. You know what I mean? And then with Halo 2, they knew what they needed to do with that. Halo 3, they knew what they needed to do. Like the amount of expansion that they have. So how do we go from that all the way to better technology and now it's only primarily PvP focused? In a market that's way different than back then, where you have free to play vacuums that you're not going to take much people from. They may go try your game, but I don't see you keeping them there. Not with a price tag on there. So this just in case if they don't like the game, you still get paid Sony or whatever whatever Bungie gets or whatever. We'll see. But yeah, you guys are gonna have to let me know what y'all think about this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at some comments here. So uh, Mutahar has I gave this I like this is good. He said this looks boring. Breaking marathon gameplay overview right here. We're not gonna turn on some sound, but there's a gameplay overview here, and like I said, basically it's rage focus shooting competitive. Because when you get in these type of games, you can't say it's going to be you going in to find peace. Oh no, 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 no. And I'm super competitive. If you don't know, I was number one in the world in Gears 2 back then. I played a lot of Gears 1. I was in the top 100 on Warzone. Um, the more you get good at those games, the more you can get mad when other people don't play better. And just in general, you don't want to die, and it just triggers you. So like that's not what I'm really looking forward to from Bungie. And the reason why is because I saw the evolution they took from Halo to go to Destiny to give you something that had really good PvE content, to give you something to where you know you can team up with people and have a good time with a sense of unity. And if you wanted to go compete together, you could do that. You had a sense of balance, not just chasing another trend again. It's almost like this is another modern focused game with bright colors and flashy effects that I'm not falling for. Because once I look past that, I see the same thing that you used to have. But this would have worked in the PS4 era, but it's not going to work right now. And I'm just being realistic about it. Some people are say, "Oh, he's being negative." It's like, no, 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 no. I'm being realistic, man. Do you think that this game is going to take the world by storm? Where it's like it opens at 4 to 5 million sold or 3 to 4 million sold. If it does, that would surprise me. Would I get mad if it did? No, that would be crazy if somehow Bungie saw something that we're not seeing. But I can't see it doing that and being some Overwatch drop, right? Because even that had to go free to play. I see this game going free to play. If not, I don't know what to say because once again, you're going to have competition constantly launching around you and consistently on a daily basis. Definitely what Nintendo entered in the market too. There's always games consistently dropping now compared to the Bungie we knew in the 360 era. For them trying to capture the market like they did back then, I just don't see them being like that anymore. It's not the same people. And it's the model that I've always say, better technology does not mean better development from the teams that you thought you knew. When you look at them now, you're like, why? You have all this better technology now. You have everything. You have more money, everything. You've got Sony Publishing. If those same individuals are not there with that same essence, you're going to see it right here. What we're looking at right now, this is what you get. That's not the Bungie we know. They wouldn't be doing that. No, they'd be lighting up the whole world by storm. You know what I mean? So that's just not happening. And I know a lot of people that and don't play it. Y'all be about anything on this out. The trailers are horrendous. The raw gameplay from streamers they just showed sells it a lot better. They need to go back to the drawing board with this marketing. I agree. Another bright color palette shooter, no thanks. I know what he means by that. There's already too many extraction shooters I just don't give a F about anymore. It's just also Marathon and name only. The original Marathon was about security guard on a ship fighting off aliens after a first contact event. That and the AI getting involved in the mix. They abandoned everything from the original, correct? And generic LOL. Looks like the finals meets Halo, another gimmick game. For PvE people, I suppose PvP game. Yeah, it's a PvP game. One of the Yorks gamers about Bungie's Marathon. It's dull, uninspiring, modern game from a once revered studio that lost its muse decades ago. Agreed. And yes, the lack of sexy, beautiful female characters is impossible to ignore. Yeah, the art looks better, but they're still, like I said, you could tell that they have some of that political influence in this game once again, because this stuff is all coming from those eras that are kind of like dying off a bit. And like I said, the Bungie that we used to know, that full masculine Bungie team that made Halo, that even was there with Destiny 1 and partially Destiny 2 as well. This ain't them. So it doesn't bother me because like I said, we're in a world now where we have so much content that these type of games um I don't need. It could just pass me by and never exist and I'm okay because that's just so much to do. You know what I mean? So, but for Sony, they needed this to succeed. But this is not what I want from Sony. I would have rather had Last of Us stay and this get canceled. So that's not going to happen because it's Bungie. And they have to see what they can do. The Bungie that Sony has, not the Bungie that Microsoft has. Not the same thing. No, no, no. We all know that they're watered down, stripped down, and full of all the you know, all that other correctness nonsense. And it's disappointing. You have all that technology, but yet you ain't gonna be able to hide behind the scenes with what you present to me. Geralt of Gunia, characters from Bungie's new game, Marathon versus Marvel Rivals. Sony seems to have learned absolutely nothing from Concord's failure and Marvel Rivals' success. We see attractive art down there, and up here we see Sony's art. Well, it looks better than Concord's art. With these type of characters, yeah, but exactly. But that's what I mean because we know what this is. This is political corruption. This is just organically done and showing respect to the series and giving you, you know, the art that you would expect that has that fine presentation. This is just, yeah, no. Yeah, so that's Sony for you this year. Everything that came out, um, this game, I don't want to see fair game, y'all. It's gonna be worse. And are we ready? Guys, this is the Sony page. 2,100 likes, 3,100 downvotes. It's negative. The downvotes are higher than the upvotes. It's getting the same treatment that Concord and Fair Game got. I like the art style, but if Sony wanted an FPS, why not bring back Resistance or Killzone? Somebody got to teach game developers the concept of market over saturation. Jim Ryan's push for games as a service will go down as one of the worst business decisions in the history of PlayStation. Sony Concord 2. It's even funnier the second time. If this isn't free to play, best of luck keeping it alive. But it isn't free to play. They're charging for it. Are we ready to go to Bungie's page? Let's go ahead and refresh this, y'all. 4.5K dislikes and 10K likes. Almost 50% negative compared to 10. So we can say this is 45% negative, 65% positive. No, 35, sorry. So, but like, so here's my thing. Like, no matter what they show lately, there always seems to be something very negative with it. It's crazy, man. They're 5% away from being 50-50, y'all. As we see there, it's 45% from 100 right there. It's like, wow. If that would be 5K likes, then yeah, that's just not good. It used to be like when you're on fire, you would be like 97, 98, 99% like ratio. But like as we look across these two, it's like, yeah, why do you have more negative than positive on the PlayStation page? Because this is what the community that you monopolize for to get is looking at. And then here's the Bungie community because they love Bungie. Some people will be more positive about this. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I see the 45 right here. And then, I see this over here. Like, yeah, that's still not good because that's the Bungie base. The people that came that are following this game that were very excited about it. So you see 4,500 say, screw that. And then 10,000, I don't know, some of these will probably just be because they just want to be positive, right? So people come in and be positive and hit the positive button, right? But to get that much negative, yeah, that's just not good. And then to just be in the over negative on the PlayStation side, yeah, not good. So this year, Sony has not done anything to knock anything out the park. Death Stranding looks amazing, but that's Kojima and his team, though they're getting it as a timed exclusive. So when it comes to what they're showing next, if they have some showcase coming later on, it has to literally be a home run showcase. Ghost of Yote has to be a large part of it, and they have to show some other IPs because this is not enough. Microsoft is doing a lot better. Nintendo's doing massively better, and they're about to launch another console. So yeah, we need to see what that new Japanese leadership is going to do. What are their next moves for PlayStation? How are they going to finish off the rest of this generation? How is PS6 going to be? A lot of people want answers. Ponies, sit down. I know I do myself. And this is one of those videos where I had to like kind of talk because now I get to see what's going on in the PlayStation world. You know what I mean? And the thing with this is that this has to be a third party game. Sony knows they cannot make this extraction shooter exclusive. So much that let's think about this. It's now on Xbox. Remember how we would say they would never put games on Xbox? They put this on Xbox. I think this was an independent decision by Bungie and not by Sony, and that they had to agree to eventually. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just yeah, that's disappointing. I don't see what else they could show besides Ghost of Yote. They can't pop up anything else. They're just gonna grab some other third party time exclusive for the console realm, but on PC, Phantom Blade's gonna be there. And who knows if Nintendo will get that type of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my take on here. So I think the Bungie acquisition so far has not been worth it. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm sitting here trying to think, what have you guys done? Because I don't agree with any of the live service moves that you've done. I don't even like their live service, and it's not the same Bungie. So yeah, it's just been disappointing so far in the past few years in the PlayStation realm. I've liked some of the timed third party games they have gotten, like Stellar Blade and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, cool games like that. But for Sony in house, no. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Like I said, let me know what y'all think about this later. Should not be charging for this game.